Good morning, students. This is Digital Lecture 4. Today I will discuss Module 6, that is Global Issues. I will discuss Part 1 of Global Issues. And next lecture I will discuss the remaining portion. Okay. Now, first of all, globalization. Now, what is globalization? This is a process by which the business or other organization develop international influence or start operating on an international scale. Okay. Now, this is used to describe how trade and technology have made the world into a more connected and interdependent place. Therefore, you can say it is a process of interaction and integration among people, companies, and governments worldwide. And with the increased of rapid global interaction comes a growth of international trade, ideas, and culture. And it is primarily an economic process of interaction and integration that associated with social and cultural aspects. However, the conflicts and diplomacy are also large parts of the history of globalization and modern globalization. Therefore, in short, we can say that globalization means integration of countries through commerce, transfer of technology, and exchange of information and culture. In a way, it includes acting together and interacting economies through trade, investment, loan, development schemes, and capital across countries. And in a different sense, these also flows including knowledge, science, technology, skills, culture, information, and entertainment, besides direct human resource, telework, and outsourcing. And this interdependence has increased the complex tensions and ruptures among the nations. And for the engineers, such as multinational organizations, the issues for the engineers, the issues such as multinational organization, computer, internet functions, military development, and environmental ethics have assumed greater importance for their very sustenance and progress. Now, regarding this, first of all, I will discuss the multinational corporations. Multinational corporations, that is organization which have established business in more than one country, are called multinational organization. The headquarters are in the home country and the business is extended in many host countries. The Western organization doing business in the less economically developed countries gain the advantage of inexpensive labor, availability of natural resources, conducive tax atmosphere, and virgin market for the products. At the same time also, the developing countries are also benefited by fresh job opportunities, job with high remuneration and challenges, transfer of technology, and several other social benefits by the wealth developed. But these happens invariably with some social and cultural disturbances, loss of jobs for the home country, and loss of exploitation of natural resources, political instability for the host countries are some of the threats of globalization. Therefore, a multinational corporation is a corporate organization that owns or controls production of goods or services in at least one country other than its home country. And most of the largest and most influential companies of the modern age are publicly traded multinational corporation, including Forbes Global 2000 companies. Multinational corporations are also subject to criticism for lacking ethical standards. They have also become associated with multinational tax havens and base erosion and profit shifting tax avoidance activities. Okay, so these are the criticism against multinational corporation. Now come to cross culture issues. In globalized environment of today's business, we find large number of people of various cultural backgrounds and attitudes need to work together for accomplishing jobs assigned to them by their respective organization. And perception of values and ethics may vary from country to country to region or region to region, or there may not be same legal provisions everywhere in the world. And development of uniform codes of conduct and ethics is quite absurd as under this variety of workplaces in different countries. But for having a harmonious human relationship at the workplace, some generous can be arrived at through negotiations and discussions among parties having different opinions about certain ethical issues. And through debate and discussion, a wide range of ethical issues could be addressed for developing a good ethical climate in multilingual, multicultural, and multinational environment. And professional codes of ethics for engineers in different countries may vary due to their respective cultural backgrounds, but keeping these codes flexible and open to discussion and debate, some agreed modification could be arrived at so that such codes are applicable to large variety of professionals having widely varied cultural backgrounds and attitudes. Okay. Now come to business ethics. Now business ethics is a form of applied ethics or professional ethics that examines ethical principles and moral or ethical problems that can arise in a business environment. It applies to all aspects of business conduct and is relevant to the conduct of individuals and entire organization. Business ethics is a study of appropriate business policies and practices regarding potentially controversial subjects including corporate governance, insider trading, bribery, discrimination, corporate social responsibility, and fiduciary responsibilities. And it helps to stop these malpractices and safeguard society. It creates a healthy business environment for everyone. And corporate social responsibility is related to but not identical with business ethics. To many people use the term CSR, that is corporate social responsibility, when they actually want to talk about business, basic business ethical issues like honesty or product safety or workplace healthy and safety. Things that are not in any clear way, at least, matters of a company's social responsibilities. While CSR encompasses the economic, legal, ethical, and discretionary responsibilities of organization, business ethics usually focuses on the moral judgments and behavior of individuals and groups within organization. Thus, the study of business ethics may be regarded as the component of the larger study of corporate social responsibility. Okay. Now come to media ethics. Media ethics is a base division of applied ethics dealing with the specific ethical principles and standards of media, including broadcast media, film, theatre, the arts, print media, and the internet. The field covers many varied and highly controversial topics ranging from weird journalism to Benetton and ad campaigns, and it promotes and defends values such as universal respect for life and the rule of law and legality. Media ethics defines and deals with ethical questions about how media should use text and pictures provided by the citizens, and also the media ethics also help the media people to take sound decisions and build professional credibility about many ethical problems they may meet in their work. Since news involves real people, real emotions, it automatically means that whatever is said or done affects the general public. Attention to ethics by organization sensitizes leaders and staff to how should act. So it is important in general to know about ethical issues in media and develop a methodology to apply to media related ethical issues. So the main objective of this study is to identify the issues which influence the ethical status of media organization. Now come to environmental ethics. Environmental ethics is a study of moral issues concerning the environment and moral perspectives, beliefs or attitudes concerning those issues. Engineers in the past are known for their negligence of environment in their activities. It has become important how that engineers design eco-friendly tools, machines, sustainable products and projects. These are essential now to ensure protection and safety of environment, to prevent the degradation of environment and to slow down the exploitation of natural resources so that the future generation can survive. Now engineers as experimenters have certain duties towards environmental ethics, namely first of all environmental impact assessment. One major but sure unintended effect of technology is wastage and the resulting pollution of land, water, air and even space. So the study how the industry and technology affects the environment. Secondly, establish standards, study and to fix the tolerable and actual pollution levels. Thirdly, countermeasures, study what the protective or eliminating measures are available for immediate implementation. And lastly, environmental awareness, study on how to educate the people on environmental practices, issues and possible remedies. So these have to these are the duties of the engineers as experimenters towards the environmental ethics. Okay, today up to this. Next class I will discuss the latter part of the module 6. Okay, thank you.